Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz. Today, we have something that's both familiar and completely different: the 2026 Piaggio MP3 530. This isn't just another scooter, it's Piaggio's flagship three-wheeler, a machine that blends motorcycle spirit with scooter convenience and an extra layer of stability. We're going to take our time with this one, because the MP3 is a lot more than its unique front end. We'll walk around it from every angle, peek under its skin, take it out for a proper ride, talk about the numbers, and wrap up with whether this is the right machine for you. So, let's dive in. From the front, it's impossible to mistake the MP3 for anything else. Two wheels sit side by side up front, each with its own suspension arm, leaning in unison as you guide the bike through turns. Above them, the bodywork forms a sharp, aerodynamic prowess, sleek lines flowing upward into a smoked windscreen that softens the wind without hiding the bike's character. The LED headlights are positioned like a predator's eyes, sharp, purposeful, and bright enough to cut through a foggy morning or pitch-black highway. The DRLs sweep around in a subtle curve, giving the face a premium look that feels more automotive than scooter-like. Small details, like the chrome accenting around the lights and the fine mesh inside the air intakes, speak to Piaggio's attention to style and finish. Rolling along to the side, you notice just how balanced the proportions are. The front section is wide but not clumsy, tapering gracefully into the mid-body. The seat flows smoothly into the backrest for the rider, offering comfort for long stints without looking bulky. Underneath lies a cavernous storage by practically a miniature trunk, ready to swallow helmets, bags, or groceries without the need for a top box. The floorboards are wide enough for big boots but slim enough to allow confident leg movement in stops and starts. A subtle ridge runs along the side fairing, catching the light as the bike moves, making the whole thing look like it's in motion even at a standstill. Piaggio's designers clearly wanted the MP3 to be functional without losing any of its Italian flair. From the rear, you can see how everything tucks neatly together. The LED taillight is crisp, sharp, and instantly visible. Turn signals are integrated without sticking out awkwardly, and the license plate holder is placed in a way that keeps the overall silhouette clean. The exhaust peeks out on the right, with a brushed metal heat shield that gives off a hint of performance bike personality. The rear suspension is visible but not intrusive, hinting at the MP3's mix of comfort and stability. From this angle, you can also appreciate how narrow the bike becomes toward the back, a contrast to the broad, planted look of the front end. But of course, beauty alone doesn't make a machine like this. At its heart sits a liquid-cooled, 530cc single-cylinder engine, tuned to deliver smooth torque across the rev range. That displacement figure isn't just for bragging rights, it's here to make sure the MP3 has the muscle to handle highways, steep hills, and to up-riding without breaking a sweat. The engine breathes through an efficient fuel injection system, keeping throttle response snappy and emissions clean. Piaggio's engineers have fine-tuned the CVT to be as direct as possible, minimizing that lag you sometimes feel in automatic scooters. Twist the throttle, and the MP3 surges forward without hesitation. It's not trying to be a sport bike, but there's an immediacy here that makes urban riding addictive. Once you're rolling, the three-wheel setup truly comes alive. In slow traffic, the extra contact patch up front makes the bike feel rock solid, especially on wet or uneven surfaces. At speed, the tilt mechanism makes the handling feel naturally. You don't think about the extra wheel, you just lean and go. In corners, you can carry more speed with less worry about slipping. The suspension soaks up imperfections without feeling vague, striking a sweet spot between comfort and connection. On a winding road, you find yourself pushing harder than you expected, partly because it feels so planted and partly because it's simply fun. The brakes are just as impressive via dual discs up front with ABS, offering a controlled, progressive feel, even under hard stops. The bike stays composed, the front end refusing to dive too much, the rear staying in line. On the highway, the MP3 530 settles into a smooth rhythm. At 100 km per hour, the engine hums in a relaxed, unstressed tone. Passing slower traffic is easier roll on the throttle, and you're passed in seconds. The windscreen deflects most of the breeze from your chest, leaving only a light flow around the helmet. Noise levels stay low enough that you could do an hour-long commute without arriving exhausted. Fuel economy is respectable for its size, making it practical as well as powerful. And when you finally pull off into town, the maneuverability makes it easy to filter between cars, park in tight spaces, and slip through gaps a car could only dream of. Pricing reflects its premium position. In European markets, the MP3 530 will likely start just north of a negation 10,000, depending on spec and region. In Australia, somewhere around $20,000 would be expected, and in Canada, mid-cat 15,000s isn't unrealistic. Yes, it's more expensive than most maxi scooters, but you're buying into a riding experience that few others can match. A unique blend of stability, comfort, and style, with a dash of Italian character. After spending real time with the 2026 Piaggio MP3 530, it's clear this isn't a novelty or a gimmick. It's a fully mature machine. It's for the commuter who wants rain or shine confidence. It's for the rider who wants a scooter's practicality but doesn't want to sacrifice performance. And maybe most importantly, it's for someone who wants to ride something that feels different, looks different, and stands out in a sea of sameness. From its confident stance to its refined ride, it's a scooter that doesn't need to shout to get attention. It earns it with every mile. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the MP3 530, hit the like button, subscribe to Global Bike Buzz, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our next ride review. I'm your name, and